I did a demonstration for wood turning for John DeBoer for his church, and so they gave us this piece of wood, which came out of the Lock 8 in Port Colborne. And from what I can trace back, I think it was 1800.
Late 1800s.
Late 1800s?
Douglas fir.
Yeah, when it was originally built. This plug went in this hole. And so the question was, what do I do with it? And it was a long piece, probably down to the floor, and it was broken off here in splinters. So I cut it out as a circle, off center purposely to save the plug. And then I wanted it to look weathered, and so I set it on fire. Used the torch, burned everything. Got my famous black. But you get black off your hands when you touch stuff. It's been burnt. Not if it's covered in beeswax. So I heat up beeswax. This particular piece, normally what I do is in the lathe when it's spinning, I just run a beeswax candle across it. It melts in perfectly, and it gives you a nice finish, no problem. This one was done flat, which I hadn't done before, and I used the torch to melt the candle, and I left it at a slight angle so I could see the liquid flowing, and that's how I did it. And there was a couple of spots that, there's one little shiny spot here. There was something on the wood, I don't know if it was an oil or what, but there was actually a couple of them, and it took a shine. And I said, so what? It's supposed to look old. So that's the clock I made, and then I just secured the two pieces with a paint stick. So. But it's fir, and it's, like I said, it's from the lock, and I didn't have the date on it.
Don, that spot that you say is shiny is potentially from iron rods that they use to hold these boards together. They drilled holes, and they would go through it, and then the iron rods leached into the fir. And the only reason I know this is my son has been given a huge chunk of this, and he's making a big bench for the foot of a queen bed for a customer. And the wood is 2 1/4 inches thick. It's absolutely magnificent, but instead of the traditional fir color, it's got this kind of grayish tinge to it. Where
there's what it looks like.
Yeah, where the iron has leached into the wood through the water in the lock. The Lock 8 was the only lock made out of wood in the new canal. The others were all made out of steel and iron. But it was done to get the canal open in time, so they used the iron rods and wood. And it was those gates were only in operation for about 5 or 6 years.
Well, I was told that those were manual gates.
Yes.
The guy had to get off the boat to open the lock, the gates, as it went through.
And then they put the steel opening.
Yeah.
So.
Any questions? The hands for the clock. I bought some clocks works from Amazon, and they're all 3-4 inches in length, and the hole is a lot smaller. So a set of diagonal pliers works great for shortening the hands. So I like the red as a better, so I just said, hey, I'll just cut them and make them shorter to suit, and they actually work. Any questions?